So what about hx equal to 1 over 2x cubed? So as you see this case, this blue one is hx equal to 1 over 2x cubed. Green one is x cubed. So it's getting wider here. So I'm gonna show a little more function which has a fraction coefficient such as 1 over 4x here. When I turn it on, it get wider, 1/5, even wider. So let me make one more, maybe 1 over 10 x cubed. Then it's much wider here, right? So let me show one by one here. This is the x cubed. This is the 1 over 10 cubed. Now this is 1 over 5th cube, 1 over 4th cube. Now 1 over square cube. So like this. If the coefficient of x cubic function is between 0 and 1, then this graph get wider and wider. So let's compare finally 1 over 10 cube and then 1 over 100 x cube. What do you see here? So let me make this is maybe 10x so we can compare a little more interesting way. So 10x cube, 1 over 10 x cube. This is the x cube graph here. So as you see, 10x cube getting toward y-axis more. This is a little further, which means this is much steeper compared to x cube. This is more wider compared to x cube graph. So as a conclusion, we can say that if given y equal to ax cubed, if a is bigger than 1, the graph is getting narrower and then close to the y-axis. But if given coefficient is between 0 and 1, then graph is getting wider and then further so far away from the y-axis. Okay, then you may wonder what if a is negative. So we basically covered before, but I'm going to show a little example here as well. So let me make any negative coefficient, so such as y equal to negative 2x to the cubic. So I'm going to turn off everything else so that you can see better. So this is the x cube and this is the negative 2x cube. If I make y equal to negative 1 over 2 x to the cube, they're also having opposite direction here. Therefore, when we talk about this property, it's centering on positive x cube graph. If it becomes negative x cube graph, the graph is opposite direction like this, here, and then we following this property again. So this one, so I also write the given x is minus x cubed so that we can compare better. So negative x cubed and then negative 2x cubed. So this one is much narrower and then close to y-axis. So then now you can conjecture if I make y equal to maybe negative 10 x to the cubic power, then it's much closer to y-axis here, right? Like this. On the other hand, if I make y equal to negative maybe 1 over 4 x cubed, then what happened? It got wider here, right? So even just make one more, negative 1 over 7 x to the cubic power, then it got much wider compared to y equal to negative x cubic graph. So therefore, now we can make two different cases here. If a is bigger than 1, then graph is getting narrower and close to the y-axis, and between 0 and 1, then it's getting wider and far away from the y-axis. If given coefficient is negative value, then it will be centering on y equal to negative x cubed graph. Okay?